Sweeties, how are you all doing? Welcome to Exp0sed, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a video Benjamin Owen made. It looks like these people wake up and all they want to do is wake up with black people in their mouth. It is just amazing how they wake up and all they want to do is tell black people how to address things that is going on in our own community, while not even talking about what is going on in their own community. Because how do people wake up? Why somebody will wake up to say why like he is saying that instead of abort and shun, right? That it is better he takes the babies from black people, because it is he like, to him, he is saying that black people does abort and shun more, but he is against it. So instead of them, black people, doing it, that it is better he takes the baby, groom them, and then free labor for life. You know, you got what he is saying. So what he is saying is, let us take them back to Jim Crow, the era of slavery and all that. This did not sit well with a lot of black people and some other people too. They felt that was an extra, like, you know, that was a horrible thing to say. And sincerely speaking, it is a very horrible thing to say, to hear from, an old man like that. Let's get.
As black people, our day would not be complete if at least one white man did not stand on a soapbox and decide to tell us as black people how we should address an issue in our community while not addressing the same issue in his community, because all he actually wants to do is justify why he should be allowed to own black people. This toothpaste drop, Owen Benjamin, decided he would stand in today.
Funny response about abortion. When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies? And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them? Right? And that's a really funny debate when people just spiral, oh, slavery's so bad, it's so bad, we got to kill them all. Why is it, if like a black woman's going to have an abortion, why not just let me buy it? Right? Free labor for life. Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen. Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing someone is more moral than just buying them. Okay.
Now, Owen is just some two-bit comedian, washed-up actor trying to stay relevant with his conspiracy theories. But here's the thing. He meant everything he just said. And I'm not going to spend any words trying to convince you that that was not dark humor, and that is exactly who he was. But I will say this. Owen, you're going to run into the right person. And the right person is going to be anyone who catches you in the vicinity of a black child and make sure you have the day you deserve behind it. Now fuck around and find out.
That killing someone is more moral than just buying them.
Yep, he said the quiet part out loud. This is Owen Benjamin. Sometimes you could just watch these idiots put their racism on full display. You let them talk enough, they'll talk themselves off a cliff. Now we know what he thinks of black people, right? When he thinks of black people, he thinks of their existence only having two paths, and that's either slavery or genocide. That's what he thinks. There's no other purpose for black people in America other than slavery or being killed. According to him, that's what he said. Using a talking point about abortion, he pulled his philosophy card out, understanding his mentality, his subconscious understanding of how he really feels about black people. Understand, he's not the only one of many, but he said the quiet part out loud. This is what a white supremacist is, ladies and gentlemen. A white supremacist on full display with all his racism out and about for everybody to see. Not surprised at all. And what he said here is probably the worst thing you can say about black people, in my opinion. And I think we need to be loud about this one because this is a problem. Nobody should be comparing the existence of black Americans or anyone at this point to either be a slave or death. And that's their only purpose in life, is slave or death. And that's his mentality. The real slave master mentality right there, I tell you.
Someone is more moral than just buying them.
It gets worse. He goes on to double down on that on his Twitter page to say that employing them is better. So apparently, enslaving people is now employment, as long as they're black. Notice he didn't say anything about all of the unmelanated fetuses. That would be deleted. No offers to purchase those. And in the same tweet, he goes on to talk about backlash. But no pun intended, guys. No pun intended. Sure. Now he does all this under the guise of comedy. But let's be real, he's not joking. There's a reason he likes to do his comedy shows in places like Idaho. There's also a reason why no one can reply or at him unless they're subscribed and following him. Those jingle balls aren't so big, are they? But moral of the story is, when people tell you who they are, believe them.
I have literally been in a fucked up ass mood for the past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then I saw this fucking video from my good friend Mandy, who I'll be tagging. And then I started to sharpen my fucking claws because I'm gonna tear this motherfucker apart. I am telling you right the fuck now. If your feelings as a heterosexual white man are fragile, this is not the video for you. This ain't it. This ain't it. My suggestion, wait till the next video. Wait till Superplex party, whatever the fuck. This is not the video for you. Because I'm about to rip this motherfucker's head off.
Massive fucking trigger warning. This is why people shouldn't have audiences. This person has over 180,000 people that follow them on Twitter alone. And they put this kind of shit into the universe. The privilege, entitlement, and absolutely abhorrent concept. This is what he called how he would solve the issue of abortion. So again, massive fucking trigger warning.
Funny response about abortion. When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies? And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them? Right? And that's a really funny debate. When people just spiral, oh, slavery's so bad, it's so bad, we gotta kill them all. Why is it, if like a black woman's gonna have an abortion, why not just let me buy it?
I need white men, particularly white men that think like this. I need y'all to shut the fuck up. Why can you motherfuckers not keep black women, black children, black communities out of your goddamn jaw meat? Why are our nuts always tickling your fucking tonsils? Why? I have heard so much bullshit myths about the black abortion rate. Let me give you some fucking factual information, ladies and gentlemen, so y'all can stop this shit. The average abortion cost around $600. Look it up if you think I'm making it the fuck up. If you think I'm making any of that shit up, look it up. It's around 600 bones. 600. The lowest I saw was 425. The highest one that I saw, the really complicated ones, were around $1,250. There isn't a lot of black women that have a disposable $600 fucking dollars just lying around for an abortion. But you know who does have that? Rich white men. So when they get their younger mistress pregnant, rather than doing the right thing and raising that little motherfucker, they'll pay the money to have an abortion. That is what they do. But if you really want to make something evil, put a black face to it. That's what cis, heterosexual Christian white men have been doing for years now. Government assistance was created for white people by a white guy, and then the ones who wanted to get rid of it had to put a black face to it to make it look evil. You really want to stick it to the idea of a woman controlling her own fucking body, or as you guys calling it, murdering a baby? Put a black face on it. It's Operation Hide Behind the Darkies in real time. And I, as a black man who loves, supports, and defends black women, my sisters, I'm gonna need you dried up, small, jank energy having motherfuckers to leave them the fuck out of it. The face of absentee fatherhood is a black face. Really? So white guys just stay there and take care of their kids. Fuck you. Fuck out of here. I'm tired of it. I'm fucking sick of it, to be brutally honest with you. Here's some Wasteland Wednesday for you. Some of you white men are a detriment. Y'all bring nothing to the discussion, nothing to the table, no new ideas, just your small jank energy and your fucking love of the gun. That's it. And we have to be sitting and be pestered by you. Operation Hide Behind the Darkies was invented by you raggedy motherfuckers. Bible in hand, murdering the babies. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. They're going, bitch, it's a woman controlling what the fuck goes on with her body. Fuck you. Wait a minute. What if it's a black baby? Now you have everybody's attention. How about you don't? How about you don't? How about some of you raise these motherfucking kids that y'all keep wanting to produce because God told me to, so that they don't end up being school pew-pewers. Raise them motherfuckers. How about that? You want to own some black babies? Why don't you raise the motherfucking ones that you have here? Instead, and give them something like, I don't know, a little bit of emotional support, so that they're not these fucking pew-pew happy fucking nuts that we have to keep dealing with. How about that? How about you teach them they're part of the global fucking community and not special because your fucking damn near translucent ass skin makes it so? How about you put that fucking Bible down and, I don't know, tell your kids about some history and stop being worried because the bad guys in slavery look like me. Try that. Fucking try that. How about, instead of wanting your woman to be submissive, you give her the fucking ability to do what she wants to do with her fucking life, and you fucking support her. How about that? How about that? How How about you leave minority communities the fuck alone? Every gay man doesn't want to fuck you. I know that's that's a thing. I understand it. I know you think they do, but they don't. Every trans person doesn't want your fucking children. Your Bible is full of fiction and fantasy. Slavery was bad. Most of the motherfuckers that were doing slavery look like you. Keep black women out of your goddamn mouth. And unless you're ready to really talk about the fucking true problem when it comes to reproduction, which is white men and men in general and white men in particular, not wanting to wrap up that little meager amount that you're giving out and then want to bail out when the kid gets here. Shut the fuck up. Nobody asked you for shit. I don't know how you end up with that large of a following on Twitter, but it's Twitter. The same place melted-faced child of apartheid Elon Musk will allow you to say the N-word as much as you want, but not free Palestine. Some of you dried up heterosexual wasp men are a detriment. We have to keep walking around with you motherfuckers like unwanted garbage filled with shitty baby diapers. That's why you worship a guy like fucking Trump. He is everything y'all want to be and everything society says is bullshit, all in the same package. So take your fucking slavery fantasy, shove it up your ass, and walk. And keep walking. When you get to the water, keep walking. Wait till Aquaman comes and saves you. You simple fuck.
Funny response about abortion.
Oh, a funny response? Okay. All right. I'm down. Let's hear something funny.
When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies?
I feel like you're about to say something super fucking racist.
And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them?
I'm sorry, I thought there was supposed to be a funny part.
Right? And that's a really funny debate.
Is it? Is that a funny debate?
And people just spiral, oh, slavery's so bad, it's so bad, we got to kill them all. Why is it, if like a black woman's going to have an abortion, why not just let me buy it?
Hey, white people, remember how you like to argue that racism doesn't exist and that minorities are just making it up?
Right? Free labor for life.
Just so you're aware, this man has 187,000 followers on Twitter and calls himself a comedian.
Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen.
Who's we?
Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing someone is more moral than just buying them.
Again, 187,000 followers on Twitter. Yeah.
So this guy said he found the solution for abortion, slavery.
Funny response about abortion.
Let's hear it.
When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies? And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them? Right?
So this is from a comedian / farmer named Owen Benjamin. And maybe this was supposed to be some sort of comedic bit that people were supposed to laugh at. He said at the beginning of the clip that he has a funny response to the abortion argument. So my guess is he thought that was hilarious. But let's hear the rest of this clip.
Free labor for life. Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen.
A rapper's dozen.
Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing someone is more moral than just buying them.
So he said that he would like to see someone make an argument of why getting an abortion is better than slavery. So let's make that argument right now. Abortion is better than slavery because it gives people the choice of what they want to do with their lives. Say a person who's getting an abortion was R-worded by a guy. It was the worst experience of her life and she doesn't want to have the child of the guy who did those things to her. She now has the choice of not having that child. Slavery is the exact opposite of that, the removal of choice. Slavery is horrible. Being tortured every day and being forced to do things you don't want to do is not the best. So when you remove abortion and replace it with slavery, you are taking away people's choice in more ways than one. And there's like 15 other points I can make about this topic, but let's be for real, this dude is not being serious whatsoever. Like, this is not a good faith question he actually wants the answer to. But before I end this video, I want to talk about one thing. He only talks about abortion when it comes to black mothers. He talks about how he wants to buy all the black babies and make them slaves. But 33% of abortions are done by white people, 21% by Hispanic people. Yet you only talk about owning black babies? That is a very weird coincidence. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
What women's supposed to do with their babies and just be like, I'd buy them.
I am so done with fucking old people. He is in his fucking 40s. He is a young Gen X. And he, for real, out here talking like he's from the 1800s. Holy fuck. And people in the comment section of that video I just stitched, you should go and watch that, by the way. The white people are saying, y'all so sensitive. Bro, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. And the black people in that comment section are like, we need to take white people's freedom of speech away. Shit, if these are the fucking people representing us, fuck, I guess so. Someone needs to take that man and just slap him across his fucking receding hairline every time he tries to fucking make a joke. That dude needs to be pain trained like a fucking 1900s circus animal. Because fuck, he needs to feel pain every time he fucking opens his fucking mouth.
Okay, this is a conservative comedian, so you already know it's going to be bad, with his hot take on how to end abortion. And if you guessed we should own black people as slaves again, you win.
Funny response about abortion. When people are like, I'm like, yeah, I'm against abortion. And they're like, well, I mean, so what are all these black women supposed to do with their babies? And just be like, I'd buy them. You know, like, I'll put them to work. Is it better to kill them than let me buy them? Right? And that's a really funny debate when people just spiral, oh, slavery's so bad, it's so bad, we got to kill them all. Why is it, if like a black woman's going to have an abortion, why not just let me buy it? Right? Free labor for life. Yeah, we call it a rapper's dozen. Because I'd really like to see the argument that killing someone is more moral than just buying them.
Yes, that is real. And then he did this thing that I see happening more and more, where you have guys like this, usually white guys, who have like a poorly thought out, shitty take. And of course, everyone needs to hear it because they should be the loudest voice in the room. And then they record it and they look at it and they're just self-aware enough to go, it's going to piss some people off. And then like this light bulb goes off and they go, oh, but that's what I want to do. I want to piss them off. I want to trigger them. And they start like believing their own hype. Like this is Joker level chaos that they're creating. And of course, that's what he's doing with this. On Twitter, he writes, this bit is hilarious. It's triggering people all over the internet saying I want to be a slave owner, blah, blah, blah. No, you said that. The root of so many of my favorite jokes is a simple question. Is it better to kill a man or own his labor? I think the answer is obvious because I'm not a psychopath, but apparently a lot of people think murder is a valid alternative to owning someone's labor and providing for them. I have no interest in owning and managing African slaves. I don't have enough Kit Kats to keep them happy. But this joke has really grown on me from the psychotic, demonic reaction to it by the entities because he's one of those weird dudes who's like the Democrats and believes that shit. And then the guy who made a video to upset people got upset that people were upset about his video, making posts like one comment said, "You fucking racist. What if you were bought by a black family and made a slave? Great. Isn't it obvious that it's better to work than be dead? How is this even a debate? Obviously, I'd rather be a slave than murdered." So first, is he a racist? Let's look at the facts. He only talked about owning black babies. He claims it's because Planned Parenthood targets black blah, blah, blah. Why isn't the joke just, don't kill your babies, I'll buy them? Why is that not the joke? Oh, because maybe then you couldn't make that rapper's dozen joke. And this is also the guy who once wrote and performed a song called That N-Word Stole My Bike, and also called Barack Obama the N-word with the hard ER. But even without the racism, I don't get the position he's trying to take up. Obviously, I'd rather be a slave than murdered. That's a weird take. Tell you what, we will set aside the thousands and thousands of black men and women's bodies that litter the ocean from Africa to here. The black men and women, or indigenous men and women, or Latino men and women, whose bodies are scattered across the North Americas because they literally chose death over servitude. We'll set that aside. I'll tell you what's even funnier to me about this. It's the fact that there are conservative, God-fearing, red-blooded American patriots who will see his post and will go, damn right, it really is that simple and they just can't see it. They'll say that with their whole chest. Meanwhile, this will literally be hanging in their living room. Ever heard this phrase before? It's kind of a big part of the building and creation of America. It's literally the mantra of New Hampshire. It's what our forefathers built this country upon. We will be free or we will die. Those are our two options. Given the choice, human beings, the vast majority of the time, would rather die than live as slaves. And we're talking about sentient, self-aware beings. We're talking about people who are able to love and dream and have things to live for, who say, I would rather die than be a slave. Meanwhile, he's talking about a cluster of cells being cut off from continuing to grow into a sentient being. And somehow, slavery would be better. Some people just want attention, even if that attention is gained by telling the world just how fucking stupid they are.
So this is all I got from this video, man. There are some things you see on the internet and you're asking yourself what really happened to some people's brain and all that. This really shows you how they see black people. And there is something that I believe, you know, most times when these people tell you whom they are, stop making excuses for them. Stop trying to do not make excuses for them, because they really they meant what they said. And it is just really crazy how black people are just going to be minding their businesses and they wake up and all they choose is just to drag black people. And then forgetting that abort is not just something only black people do. It is what most of the palm-colored people. And now from what the statistic they showed, it says that more palm-colored women do this more than black women. Still, black people will not rest for them. And this now shows you his evil mind, what he is thinking about black people, what he wants to do to the black baby, rather than he just, you know what they want. What these people want is just to bring back that Jim Crow, because they feel like, you know, why would Jim Crow go away? Let's bring it back so we all can have them back as slaves and then use them as we want. You heard what he said, free labor. So the people that he is going to get from, like the babies, is just going to get the babies, raise them the way he wants and use them for free labor. I mean, the mind or the heart of people is as horrible as what I don't even want to say. But now it is really very obvious. And he actually doubled down also. Look at this person. I think he's just a fake comedian, because there is nothing, just dark humor. And that dark humor, he meant it. right? And he has a very large following, and people are following this human being. And some people are still in the comment section or somewhere supporting what he said, and supporting his evil talks. I mean, can you people let Black people rest for once? I mean, we don't want to wake up and hear you people calling Black people for no reason, because the hand you are pointing at Black people is also pointing back at you. Shows that you all do this more than Black people. So leave Black people out of your bullshit. This is all I got to say, and why not? Let me know what you all think. And it is even the obsession, because the obsession is like too much. Like, you know, you all cannot get, like, there is not, what they do is breathe Black. They wake up Black. It's telling you that a full grown-up old man, this is an old man, somebody's uncle or maybe somebody's husband, opened his mouth and said this. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.